Breaking news. Donald Trump has officially ordered the deployment of the National Guard. The announcement sent shockwaves across the nation, raising urgent questions. What's happening? Why now? And what does this mean for the country? Today we're unpacking the facts, the context, and the controversy. Earlier this morning, Trump addressed the media from the White House, confirming that National Guard units would be mobilized immediately. He described the move as necessary to restore order and protect American citizens. No specific timeline for withdrawal was given. The public reaction was instantaneous. Supporters praised the decision as decisive leadership. Critics warned it could escalate tensions rather than calm them. Within hours, hashtags both supporting and opposing the move.
Today we're declaring public safety emergency in the District of Columbia, and Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's fantastic, is taking command of the Metropolitan Police Department as of this moment. And I'll be making the appropriate notifications to Congress and to the mayor.
At the centre of this deployment is growing unrest in several major cities. Reports indicate widespread demonstrations, property damage, and strained local police forces. Trump's team insists the National Guard's presence is meant to provide backup and stability.
When you walk into a restaurant and you see a dirty front door, don't go in, because if the front door is dirty, the kitchen's dirty also. Same thing with the Capitol. If our Capitol's dirty, our whole country is dirty, and they don't respect us. So it's a very good question, actually. Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged-out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to let it happen anymore. We're not going to take it.
The National Guard is not a standing army. These citizen soldiers serve part-time, but can be called up during emergencies. Their mission includes disaster relief, civil disturbance control, and supporting law enforcement when local resources are overwhelmed. As Commander-in-Chief, the President has the authority to federalize or request state National Guard units under specific laws. In this case, the decision appears to be tied to a federal emergency declaration. Quote, "Deploying the Guard isn't new. It's been done during hurricanes, riots, and major security threats. But each time, it stirs debate over the balance between public safety and civil liberties."
The murder rate in Washington today is higher than that of Bogota, Colombia, Mexico City, some of the places that you hear about as being the worst places on earth. Much higher. This is much higher. The number of car thefts has doubled over the past 5 years, and the number of carjackings has more than tripled. Murders in 2023 reached the highest rate probably ever. They say 25 years, but they don't know what that means because it just goes back 25 years. Can't be worse. Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged-out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to let it happen anymore. We're not going to take it.
Multiple sources point to a recent surge in violent clashes between protesters and police as the key tipping point. Local officials requested federal assistance after reporting that their officers were exhausted and resources depleted. Trump's message was clear: we cannot allow chaos to consume our streets. He framed the deployment as a protective measure, not just for property, but for the safety of both citizens and first responders. Republican allies largely backed the move, citing the need for strong leadership. Democratic leaders expressed concern over militarizing civilian spaces, urging for dialogue over force. Many Guard members say their role is misunderstood. They see themselves as peacekeepers, not aggressors. One Guardsman told reporters, "We're here to keep the peace and prevent things from getting worse." While some governors welcomed the assistance, others criticised the decision as federal overreach, insisting that their states could handle the situation without outside intervention. Beyond safety, there's an economic angle. Prolonged unrest has shuttered businesses, halted deliveries, and drained city budgets. Supporters argue the Guard's presence will help stabilise the economy. Residents in affected areas are already experiencing roadblocks, increased ID checks, and a heavier security presence. While some feel safer, others say it's an intimidating atmosphere. Media coverage is deeply polarised. Conservative outlets highlight law and order. Progressive outlets focus on concerns about civil rights and potential abuse of power. The deployment has caught global attention. Some allies called it a domestic matter, while others expressed worry about the optics of soldiers patrolling American streets. Experts warn that while the Guard can restore order, their presence could escalate tensions if not managed carefully. The line between peacekeeping and confrontation is razor thin. For Trump's supporters, this is exactly the type of action they elected him for: decisive, bold, and unafraid to use federal power when needed. The National Guard deployment is set to continue until local authorities declare the situation stable. Whether that takes days or weeks remains to be seen. This is a defining moment in Trump's presidency and in American history. What do you think? Necessary leadership or dangerous precedent? Share your thoughts below, hit like and subscribe for more in-depth coverage of the stories shaping our world.